Hello, my name is Henry Blyden, and I've done many programs with METV in the past. Today, we're going to talk about an organization which I've been a member of for the past 4 years. That is Sigma Pi Phi Fraternity and our local chapter, Gamma Xi Boulé. The Boulé is made up of business and professional men from all walks of life. And today, I've got with me 3 of my fraternity brothers, Vincent Fotheringham, James Brown, Bob Wood, and a good friend, Nate Jacobs, to talk about the fraternity and an upcoming event that's already being billed as the event of the year in this area, a Valentine at the Ritz. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Welcome. James, let me start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about Gamma Xi Boulé and the foundation arm of which you are the chairman?
Yes. As you said, Gamma Xi Boulé is a part of Gamma Xi fraternity, Gamma Xi Boulé, our Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. And the foundation was started in 2001. And since then, we have been very, very active in providing scholarships for youth in the local communities. But those scholarships have basically been for students to attend a college of their choice. Then we were directed from our national office to look into more social programs to reach into the community, to be more visible and viable in the community. So thus we started the Public Policy Committee and also the Social Action Committee. And we took a little direction, a new direction, where we are now trying to intervene into the lives of young people while in the public school system, trying to get them to set some goals, think beyond high school, and that road to success need not necessarily travel through college. There are many, many opportunities as these communities are growing. There are many goods and services that will be needed right here locally. So there are training centers around, so we are trying to intervene with the programs and the schools, trying to increase the graduation rate in whatever way we can, collaborate with other entities in the community to try to get students beyond high school and into a post-secondary course of study, either at a college or some local technical training center.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Okay.
Talking about attending school here, learning here, working here, and staying here, because it's very important that our young people actually realize
Absolutely.
That we need them in this community. But right now, I'd like to go to Vince and talk about this big event that's coming up, this Valentine at the Ritz, how it got started, where and when, and because like I mentioned before, it's already being billed as the event of the year. So tell us a little bit about it, and then Nate, if you would, tell us how West Coast Black Theater Troupe got involved and what both organizations hope to benefit from this event.
Sure. The Valentine at the Ritz is a fabulous concept, and Gamma Xi Boulé is partnering with West Coast Black Theater Troupe to put on a black tie event on February 13th of this year on a Saturday night at the Ritz-Carlton. The event will include a black tie event with dinner, live entertainment with WBTT's Soul Crooners, which Nate is a part of, which we're really excited about. The concept came up as many of our members within the fraternity have a solid connection with West Coast Black Theater Troupe. We have a member that's on their board of directors. We have members' wives that are part of the board as well. Many of us are season ticket holders to WBTT. So as we were thinking about our next fundraiser, because the last fundraiser we had in 2015 just exceeded our expectations. We celebrated our 20th anniversary as a chartered fraternity here in the Sarasota-Bradenton area. So we needed to understand, what do we do next? And we had to do it bigger than the last time. Mm-hmm. And we both know that this is the first few steps that our Boulé is taking to be out in front into the public. We have so many members that have very well standing, very well understood and known in the community. But we've been rather quiet over the last several years. And we know that if we collectively do things that can put us out in front and help fund programs for the foundation that James Brown was talking about, that will enable us to do more in the community. So it was somewhat of a no-brainer for us to partner with West Coast Black Theater Troupe and think of this as a concept. And with the familiarity that the people in the region have with West Coast Black Theater Troupe, and they're becoming more nationally known. So we decided to work with Nate and Julie Leach, the executive director there, and we approached them. And they were all over the concept. So we are working closely together. The event is selling very well at this particular point. Our goal is to sell out the ballroom. Of course, the Soul Crooners are just an unbelievable draw. They put on a wonderful show, and we're just excited to have them as the headliner of the event. Tickets are $200 per person. We did have early bird tickets available before November 1st, but that date came and went very quickly. So we believe that this event will be one of the best attended events in Sarasota.
And Nate, how was it received by WBTT when you were approached by Gamma Xi to partner with this? And tell us a little bit about these Soul Crooners. Though I've seen them, a lot of people have not. So tell us what to expect.
Well, it made perfect sense to West Coast Black Theater Troupe. I've known about the Boulé for some years. Several of our young artists, male artists, have been involved with the mentorship programs over the years. And I love the support that I get from the organization at the theater. So it just made perfect sense that we would support an effort like this. The Soul Crooners is a show, actually, that I wrote and adapted 2010. It was our first season in the Arts Center here in Sarasota. And put it out. It celebrates 1970s soul, the artists and the works of Stevie Wonder, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, all the male 1970s soul artists that everybody know and love their music. We debuted this show, and it just got great acclaim and great recognition. It has taken us to the National Black Theater Festival, being a major hit out there. We've gone to Germany twice with the show because we have been invited out there with the Soul Crooners. So when Vincent came and said, we want the Soul Crooners, like I said, it just all made sense. So the guys are all local guys that actually have been mentored through the program of West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Sheldon Roden, who was born and raised here in Sarasota. There's a young Dominican guy who moved here some years ago, Michael Mendez. Liam Pitts, who was born and raised here in Sarasota. Charles Manning, who was born and raised in Bradenton. And Nate Jacobs, who kind of migrated here some years back. So it's exciting show. We're excited about being a part to support the efforts of the Boulé and continue the efforts of West Coast Black Theater Troupe.
Thank you. Now, Bob, I understand that we all understand that this is a fundraiser, and that Gamma Xi has only had a few in the past. But tell us about your corporate sponsorship, because it's my understanding that a lot of people have actually jumped on board and wanted to get involved and be a part of supporting this event. So tell us, how's that going?
It's going very well, Henry. As you well know, good works often require resources. The foundation has evolved from an organization solely founded by the members of the Boulé to one that is establishing broad-based support in the community. Our challenge, because we started this a bit late, actually near the end of the year and at the beginning of the year when budgets are just becoming formalized for many companies, we've been pretty successful in gathering support from a broad base of corporate sponsors and individuals. First Security Corporation is an outstanding organization that was one of the first to become involved. We have Zenith Insurance, we have Suncoast Credit Union, we have BB&T Bank, we have Gateway Bank, just to name a few of the organizations who have contributed to making this a successful event. And as I said, as we continue to do good works in the community and broaden the number of activities that we have, we're going to continue to reach into the community to find the support that will help us to continue doing the works that we're doing.
And that's the thing that a lot of folks need to know about Gamma Xi Boulé. It is an organization that really has gotten involved in the community over the last few years, and we have done some scholarships, James, which you talked about a little bit earlier. So can you tell us a little bit more about the scholarships? And you know, we started a few programs, and if you'd like to throw it back to me as a member of the social committee, I will definitely be able to pick up and fill in a few things for you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, as I said, we were doing scholarships for students going on to colleges and universities. And then with the new initiatives, we began to look at ways that we could, as we go through and work with students in high schools, and we trying to see if we can sort of close the loop, not only talk about opportunities, but provide some seed money, provide some startup money, get them enrolled, so money would not be a barrier to that. So we are not looking at pure scholars. We're looking at students who want to and should be thinking about post-secondary training. So that's the direction we're going in. And there are so many opportunities. And with the exposure that we're trying to give them through the programs where they are seeing trained professionals. We're talking about some enrichment activities. We're dealing with decision making. We want them to dare to dream and to move beyond, because we hear so much about potential. So we're trying to move beyond potential to the other P, participation, get them to participate in planning for their future. And we're going to be of assistance to them, both financially as well as we can do mentoring to try to encourage them to continue to reach for that goal, that dream.
You know, as a longtime educator in this area, I respect and value your opinion about a lot of things. And you and I have talked about this several times. And then, of course, from the scholarship, we went over into, you know, what can we do to actually help these young people and put them in place? Because everybody's not college material. So we started a program in collaboration with the workforce and a couple other organizations called Journey to Success, which we did 2 years over the summer. We had 25 young people in Sarasota and 25 young people in Manatee County and for both years. And we've had speakers come in, we've taken them on tours of different hospitals and LECOM Dental Center, and showing them all the different professions, because like you mentioned, everyone's not college material. So we try to bring that to the forefront of these young people. And our Social Action Committee chair has actually been able to sit down with several employers and businesses in the area, and we're looking at putting some mentoring programs together, and also shadowing, which is very important for young people. You know, they get that hands-on and they know exactly what they're doing. Our latest venture, which we started in October of this year, is the speaker series at Booker High School. I don't mean to, as a moderator, take over the conversation, but I am a member of the Social Action Committee, and that's That's my little contribution to the organization. So we're doing a speaker series at Booker, which we kind of limit to 50 young people. This month coming up, we've got the police chief from Sarasota. We've got the chief judge, Judge Williams from Manatee County, that's coming in to actually present to these folks. And as the year goes on, we're going to, tell them about other professions. But that's why we're here. The event is a fundraiser, and Bob, you can tell us a little bit more about, where these funds will go as a result of this event.
Well, Henry, earlier in the program, Ben mentioned that we have had sort of a quiet approach, a more social organization than community-involved organization. We're blessed with an organization and men who have had some success in their lives and who are willing to give back to the community. So when you talked about our interaction with kids and mentoring, that's a very important part of what we attempt to do. Exposing kids to successful people, giving them other options, allowing them to think about ways that they want to be successful is an important part of this program. I was fortunate enough to be involved in the speaker series at Booker and to speak with kids and see how they react to positiveness versus negativeness, if either of those are words, is a very important part of what we're trying to do. When you look around the country at some of the violence that's happening in cities, we are very fortunate in Sarasota not to have experienced it to the same degree that some other cities have. And it's really our intent to continue reaching into the community to give kids opportunities that they haven't thought about before. So at the end of the day, that's what we are really attempting to do. And getting sponsors involved, like the Community Foundation, like Doctors Hospital, are ways that we can make what we're doing much more available to a broader audience, and this fundraiser is one way of doing that. We expect to continue doing that and to continue reaching into the community to let everybody, as many people as we can, know what we're doing and solicit support.
And you talked about professional men, and I've talked about professional men. And just a quick moment, Vincent Fotheringham is past vice president of Bell's and is now with Feld Entertainment. James Brown is a long-time educator in this area, way back to Manatee Community College and then the State College of Florida. Bob, you being retired from a couple of different corporations and still working. And Nate kind of speaks for himself. He had this vision and the idea and started out as a founder and artistic director of West Coast Black Theater. So people know that we're dealing with professional men. Then, if you would, give us a quick rundown, a little flow of the evening. What's it going to be like? What can people expect? And then you can shoot it back over to Nate, let him talk about those soul crooners that he likes so much.
Sure. Well, at the beginning of the evening, we're going to have a cocktail hour at 6 o'clock, and METV will be there doing interviews with folks coming in, almost like a red carpet feel. Mm-hmm. After the cocktail hour, we will have a wonderful dinner, and at that time, we will recognize our sponsors. Like Bob said, we've been blessed to have many members in the community reach out and support this event. So we want to make sure that we take the time to acknowledge the sponsors that we have. After dinner, the Soul Crooners will put on a wonderful performance, as you've seen them and I've seen them before. We expect nothing but greatness from them. And everybody, if everybody doesn't know them, they will know them after this.
It's exciting to share this show because it's the music that everybody knows, and especially the group that's going to be attending this event. So it's a must-see event. It's for people who have not seen the Soul Crooners. It has the movement, the dancing, and the singing of that era, truly celebrating what that music did for us, because it's all a part of the fabric of our lives. A lot of these singers, when I first cast them for this show, they had kind of heard this music here and there, and they were like, oh, so that's who sang that, and that's who sang this. So it was also an educational experience experience for the guys that are in the show and singing this music. But everywhere we have gone, the women have been screaming. This local guy, Sheldon, gets up and do Marvin Gaye, and they out the seats, they just cannot contain themselves. So it's an experience. It's not just to sit there and just be quiet, but it really gets the people up on their feet and get them involved. We go from James Brown to the smooth crooning sounds of Donny Hathaway. So it's a lot until we're going to do an hour of the show. The hours of the show is 2 hours long. We're going to do the first act of the show, and it's power-packed with some of the best 1970s soul music, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and all of that great stuff.
Henry, what a great value. Think about this. You're going to be at the Ritz. You're going to have a great dinner. You're going to have entertainment from world-class entertainers. You're going to have a chance to dance. What better way to celebrate with your loved ones than to spend the night at the Ritz listening to the Soul Crooners?
Exactly. Because,
we're actually trying to do the fellas a favor. So we're trying to make this easy, right? Because all you have to do is pay your $200
And come on
or
out.
$400 and bring your woman with you.
Bring your lady.
That's right, and have a wonderful
that's
evening.
what it's all about. It's Valentine at the Ritz, and a lot of times there are a lot of us who don't appreciate the people or just don't show the appreciation for the people in our lives. But this is the time to do it. And while I'm on there, everyone's not going to make the Valentine at the Ritz. So Nate, let me let you get a plug in there as to when will the Soul Crooners be performing again at West Coast Black Theater, so everyone can.
Well, actually, we won't be at the theater. We have done some back by popular demand. We just came back from the National Black Theater Festival. There's also, that show inspired a second Crooners show called Crooners 2. We'll be at the Strass Center in May. We open May 5th. We'll be there for 2 weekends. We're going to do 12 performances because now the show has gotten some recognition, and the Strass, this is the second time they have brought us to Tampa to do Soul Crooners. So that's the next time. We'll be hearing more about that very soon.
And I'll add just one more thing on the sponsors, which I think is significant. Some of the sponsors are using this event as a reward for their employees, a way to recognize them and give them a night out to show their appreciation for what they've done. And I think as we broaden our base of support, these sorts of events can be used in lots of different ways by our sponsors and by individuals.
And who's going to benefit from this? The youth of Sarasota and Manatee County. Gentlemen, it's like the Golden Globe. We'd like to go on all night, but they've got me on a countdown. So quickly, if you would, before we wrap, just any little comment that you may have about the event, the upcoming evening, the education, the sponsorship, anything that you'd like to take 60 seconds and tell us about. Nate?
I'm glad to be partnering with the Boulé. We do have a lot of recognition here in the community with a lot of people with a lot of money who like giving to community organizations. So hopefully this event will bring the Boulé to the attention of some of those people that are giving to other services in Sarasota. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Thank you. Bob.
Henry, you've mentioned the Golden Globes a couple of times. It should be recognized, as Vin said, that MTV, through their generous support, will be at the event. And the people who watched the Golden Globes know that there were people who were interviewed on the red carpet. Anybody who attends this event may have the same opportunity to be interviewed and to feel like a star, because they are. But let me just say, to wrap up my portion, what we're doing, we believe will have a significant impact on the community, and the people who attend this event will be participating in that support, and through their good graces, we'll continue to do good work and expand our programs in the community.
James?
The first summer session for Journey to Success, I did one of the sessions several times, and it brought it full circle as to why we do this. There were 2 people in that group that I taught their grandparents. There was one other that I coached her great uncle right here in this community. So it came full circle to me. I said, this is what this is all about. We're going to have a great time for Valentine. But the double portion of that is who it will benefit. And these are our kids in our community with a great deal of diversity, both gender, economically, racially, ethnically. We have a great deal of diversity in this program, so we are serving the communities of this area.
Thank you. Vin?
You're looking at two unbelievable organizations that are teaming together to do a wonderful thing for the community, and I think James nailed it, where we're reaching out to the entire community at large. We're not particularly looking at any one aspect of the community. You know, this is a very diverse city between Bradenton and Sarasota, and we're looking at everybody to come together to attend this event. If we're able to accomplish that and build the bridge that we know we can, this not only will make this event successful, but it will be successful for all future events that we have. But we look forward to February 13th, 6 o'clock at the Ritz-Carlton. Buy your tickets now. Call West Coast Black Theater Troupe, 941-366-1505 for your tickets before they sell out.
I thank you gentlemen very much for coming out and sharing this information with us. And for those of you tuning in, the information's been on your screen. And I just want to say it was a pleasure having you gentlemen with me today to talk about our fraternity, our upcoming event, and the ongoing service to the youth of Sarasota and Manatee counties. Good luck in your future endeavors, and METV will definitely always be there to get the word out. Until next time, I'm Henry Blyden. Thank you for tuning in.